Welcome into discussion for today. Today's urgency meeting of you with me on or with these 500 seconds of reminders towards your own resilience. Today's topic is called the separation of crutch and stain. The separation of crutch and stain. Yes, I'm taking some liberty with that, political statement. Separation of church and state. This one is called the separation of crutch and stain, as I think or I observe it relates to my topic and my philosophy, my passion to express resilience. Now, of course, in the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, I usually center around those key statements and words about beauty, about presence, drive, desire, leadership, perfect. And of course, I've added in the 820 podcast, even though the book's been written for a while, that foundation has led me to come across these more centering statements about yes, positive, love, and production. So those definitions that I've expressed, outlined in the book, that I try to also incorporate in these episodes, I hope it gives you more clarity and more understanding of how they make sense to me. They may make sense to you. I'm not trying to confuse or distract you from your path, but my sincere intention is to help, not to distract or to dismay, give you any kind of dismay or any further grounds for disagreement with things that happen in your life, and certainly not from me. Ultimately, I want my words in my workshops, the book, the podcast, help you to stay in the now. Easy to say, certainly hard to do when you're in the midst of an argument, a fight, a court proceeding, a bad experience at work, or looking for work. That is easy to say that when you're not having a rough day or rough moments. But also, center of the message in the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. Although we are all perfect, meaning complete or in the process of completing our purpose and message in this life, it's also important to remember this. We should learn to fall, learn how to fall, and fall to learn. I don't know where I got that from. I think it was my original statement, but it came out in the writing of the book. But it's in the front of the book about how I came up with the terminology, even the title itself, about resilience. And in one sentence, it is that: learn to fall and fall to learn. When it happens, I'm describing that because we don't have to stop and worry or try and go back after we have fallen. We learn from that fall, get up, move forward. Always forward until you cannot. Thus, the use of a crutch or cane or wheelchair temporarily in his life and in this topic for today. Maybe we use it longer than that. Maybe it's forever as we're living, to use an assistance to move forward. But any of those conditions or arrangements, they don't need to restrict your presence and production. Yes, it may hinder, it may slow down your progression. Doesn't mean it should make you stop or encourage you to stop. So, we may need assistance or external support, like personally, I'm bringing home, for me, post-stroke or post-heart surgery, or Again, more personally in my life, post divorces. Also in my life, post losing of jobs, or being out of shape or in poor physical, maybe mental health. Then those options may be of help to us on this new and perhaps uncomfortable voyage when you're recovering from something like the examples that I had mentioned to you in my life. But if you have the intention to live, if you have the intention to love, to produce something of value and quality every day, in every moment you're aware of, then those experiences serve as nothing more than a stain on your current and present now. Let me say that again. If you have those conditions and those experiences that you have received, you need some assistance to get you up, moving forward. Again, post this, post that, something maybe a bit traumatic. Having those crutches, those wheelchairs, those canes, that serves nothing more than a stain on your currency. Something you can review and refer to in the mirror or in the shower. But for example, when I look at the huge scar down the middle of my own chest in the mirror, right now it doesn't hurt at all. Not quite attractive, but it doesn't hurt. But it is a reminder of the past. And a reminder of the past from this moment in time called now. Certainly, I needed crutches and external support to recover from this huge scar in the middle of my chest. I could not rely or fully depend on that support or on that scar to heal. All of it needed to pass. As they say, this too shall pass. All of it needed to pass if I had that intention to live. I'm sure it was devastating when it happened. Of course, I was pretty much knocked out during the surgeries. I'm sure it was painful. And when I woke up, it came forward telling me how painful it is. But somehow, not intellectually, probably not even consciously, I did intend to live. I never thought about dying on that surgeon's table. I just never did. I'm sure it was maybe a passing thought, but that one didn't register on my mental screen. No, from that, even though I didn't learn it then, I learned it over the past 3 or 4 months. I learned to love. A little bit more of me back then, a lot more of me now. So I'm saying to keep that separation of support and self-discovery on your own resilience. Use when needed, but in the meantime, lean on that resolute and resilient power and force in you to lead yourself through these situations. We will all encounter lessons and challenges unexpectedly. Remember I said before, fall to learn, learn to fall regularly, every day. In preparation for those windy and cold and seemingly empty days and nights, build on your courage when no one's looking. Someone, that one, is always looking at you in that mirror, in that shower, in that storm, under the bright lights and the unrelenting sun in the desert in August. Remember that thing about memento mori, remember to die, under all conditions, good, bad, or indifferent. Stay forward, independent, confident, and humble without any arrogance. Those personal life stains that I mentioned to you about me are just symbols and reminders of what you may need to carry forward. But let's make sure we minimize those carry-ons, okay? Only one carry-on bag allowed on that journey going forward. Thanks again. As always, it's 820, staying present and staying current.